Shiur number 1, part 2. So we explained what Shakai, the name of Shakai is, the name of Elikim we also went through, and now we said that Hashem introduced himself to Moshe Rabbeinu and said, Ani Hashem, I am Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Ulakach gila HaKadosh Baruch Hu es hanhaga el yonim b'chinas Ani Hashem, b'li kol seder u'klolim. Like it says that Hashem said, I am Hashem. There's not going to be a seder. There's not going to be klolim, the rules and regulations of the way I normally work, because like it says in the pasuk that the sound, the voice of the beloved is coming, and it's medaleg alaharim. It jumps over. It's mekapetz. It jumps over the valleys. I'm going to jump over the normal ways that I work. V'hu b'chinas al derech mashal, it's like a mashal of a king that is clothed with his big day malchus. But then he sees his son that falls into a sewage, a bar of shaychim. And his son is in the sewage, he's drowning, help me, help me. And his father is over there in his royal clothing, in the chariot with his crown and his other royal stuff that royal people wear. At that point, all the covet of the Melech would never go. He would send a servant, go rescue, go. He wouldn't get out of the carriage by himself. He needs to be held and stick out his hand, and they'll help walk him down. There's a lot of, and then they go, da-da-da, and then they salute, and then he walks slowly. All of that goes out the window. And he's not going to wait until other people are going to rescue his child who's drowning in sewage. The king with his own, in all his glory. He's going to jump into the sewage with his big day malchus. This is a concept of, I am with you in your pain. He will jump in to the bar, into the sewage with his big day malchus, with all its glory, in order to rescue his child from there. This is the Gilui HaGadol that happened with Yetzias Mitzrayim that never happened until now. Throughout the history of the world, from Adam, Noach, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Shiftei Ka, it never happened until now that Hashem said, I have to jump over my rules. Shebechdei lahatzil es b'nei Yisrael, shehoyu kvar b'sakona v'shukam b'mem teshari tuma. In order to save Klal Yisrael that were immersed in the bar shaychim, in the sewage. They were mem teshari tuma. Yorad melech malchei hamlochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chvoidayu va'atzmoi b'li shum cheshbonis. Hashem said, I can't trust angels. They're stuck. Angels have to go within the creation. There are rules for angels of what they could do and what they cannot do. I can't send an angel. I can't wait for my covet. I can't send a messenger. I got to go by myself. As we see, when this whole story of redemption started, Hashem revealed himself to Moshe by the sneh, by the burning bush. Hasneh boyer bo'esh, hasneh einenu uko. The burning bush was burning in fire. The bush was burning in fire, but it was not being consumed. She'ahavas HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Hashem was giving a message. He could have chosen any way to get Moshe Rabbeinu's attention and to prove that it's Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu could have seen mountains slowly turning upside down, elephants juggling each other, many different ways. Why was there a message to get Moshe Rabbeinu's attention, to begin the Geula process? Why was it a sneh, boyer ba'esh v'asneh einenu uko? Why was it a bush that has leaves, that is on fire, but the leaves are not getting consumed? The message was, I want you to know that I have a love that is burning for Klal Yisrael. And this love is eternal, it's nitzchias. Afilu k'shem bebechinas boyer ba'esh betumas Mitzrayim. Even though they are being consumed in fire, Rashi Rashi uses those words Hashem was telling Moshe Rabbeinu, I am with you. Imay Anochi B'tzara. And we have to understand that a lot of people could understand the concept that God is with me if chas v'shalom they are in physical pain. But when someone is in spiritual pain, the Yetzer Hara convinces us, no, you sin so much, Hashem is not with you. Imay Anochi B'tzara. We look at him like a human being. What would a human being say? Your principal. Who do you look at as an authority, of any human authority? I told you not to mess up. You chose to mess up. Of course I'm not with you. But here we were in the Mem Teshari Tumah. We spit in Hashem's face. We were Oivdei Avodah Zara. We bow down to idols. Hefeiru bris milah. We stopped giving a bris milah to our children. We were almost at the worst possible from being in a place where we can't come back. And Hashem says, Imay Anochi B'tzara. That's Yiddishkeit that we need to know, and our children need to know, and we need to tell people that Hashem loves you even when you're spiritually in pain and messed up, even when your problems are spiritual, even when you're not behaving the way that you should be. This was the whole beginning of the Geula process, that Hashem revealed. This was the revelation, that I am with my children in the sewage that they jumped into. And I'm prepared to turn over the world for them. This is why Hashem made all of these signs and moifsim and miracles in the process of Yetzias Mitzrayim. Hashem could have caused us in a natural way to be released. Hashem could have done a miracle that Paroi wakes up one day and says, you know what? What do I need a bunch of Jewish slaves? Jewish slaves? Jews are good at a lot of things, but we're really not good at being slaves. You want slaves, I could tell you people, they're going to work from morning to night. They work. They get there 6 o'clock in the morning. They're playing their music. They're happy to be there. They're laying bricks outside. They're doing all the work. They work so happy. They take and they go home, and those are workers. They're really Jewish workers? Are you kidding? First of all, they come 12 o'clock with the talis batal. They finish davening the chassidisha. If they had chassidim in those days, forget about it. Then every single Jewish worker comes to the site and is convinced that he's not the worker, he's the manager. They had once a poster I saw of what it's like to be in Israel. They showed a construction site with 12 people standing around and one person digging with a shovel. And each one of them had mankal, the head of this, the CEO, the CEO, everyone had a title, and then the one guy with the shovel, they wrote worker. So, Jewish people are really not the best people. Everybody's a CEO. Everybody's going to try to get a bunch of other guys to do the work for him. And then you have all the people doing shtick, trying to bill under other people's names, and so and then Jewish people would kvetch. Like the story of the guy, he's sharing a room with someone, and the whole night the guy is going, oh, am I thirsty? Oh, am I thirsty? Oh, am I thirsty? After 4 hours, the guy says, can't take it anymore. He goes out, he gets a drink, he says, here, take a drink. The guy takes it, says, thank you so much. He takes a drink, the other guy goes back to sleep. 2 minutes later, oy, was I thirsty? Oy, was I thirsty? You remember how thirsty I was? Jews are kvetches. We are the worst people to be workers, and certainly physical labor. That's not for us. So Hashem could have made it that one day Pari gets up and says, what do I need this headache for? Every day they're complaining. Every day they don't want to work. It's always a different holiday with them. Chalamoid, they're not working. And Erev Yontif, they can't work. And Matzah Yontif, they can't work. Isru Chag, all of a sudden Shana Rabbah pops up, they can't work. Every month is another fast day. It's too hard for me. Guys, you really want to get out of here? Go. Gai Gesundheit. And that's it. We would have left. It would have been a miracle. But it would have been Al Pi Teva miracle. Instead, Hashem goes ahead and he creates that the Geula process is done Shalei Al Pi Teva. Why? Shechofetz laharois. Hashem wanted to show who? Them? No. Hashem wanted to show Klal Yisrael for all the ages, including us and our children. Hashem wanted to show us, ulegalois, and to reveal as ha'anhaga ha'altivis shemisnayegim Yisrael. Hashem wanted to reveal how I deal with Klal Yisrael supernaturally. Lohidia, to show goydel aflogas chibasei la'am kroivei, the tremendous ahava, the love, how he cherishes his holy nation. And when did he choose to show us that? When we were on Har Sinai in the highest level? When we were the biggest tzaddikim? That doesn't reveal how much you love your child when they're giving you nachas and the best kid in brisk and they come home with 100 and they do the best shidduch and everything is great and they behave so well. That doesn't prove the veracity, the strength of your dedication to your tremendous love for them. That's easy. That's just enjoying the nachas, which we hope everybody should get. But it doesn't show the strength of what you are willing to do for your child. What does show the strength? When they're messed up. When they're thrown in jail, when they're driving without a license and they get too many tickets and the cops come and you hire the best lawyer to go ahead and save them and you're dedicated above natural dedication. You turn over the world for your son even though they don't deserve it, for your daughter even though she doesn't deserve it. That is what brings out and reveals a supernatural level of love that nobody would have for anybody else other than their own child. So Hashem chose bidafka in revealing us from Mitzrayim to do it in a way that the message will be clear for us forever, that I don't love you normally. My relationship with you is not only if you behave, and I'll prove it to you. You'll be on the Mem Teshari Tumah, you'll be slaves, you'll be on the bottom of the world, and I will turn over everything that I hold dear. Everything that I created, the whole world that I set up so perfectly and beautifully to run a certain way, I am willing to destroy that and to change the marachas hateva, the natural tendencies, in order to save you. Imay anoichi b'tzara, I am with you in your pain, even though you don't deserve me, because you are spitting in my face. I'm still going to be there for you. That's why it's a beautiful pshat saying, beautiful understanding, revelation. Why do we care? What do we care? Why did it have to be? Hashem says, I'm going to rescue myself. Why? Who cares? If you're in jail and your father hires a limousine to pick you up from jail, aren't you happy you got off? You hired a lawyer. The lawyer went in with a bank check, paid your bail. You came out. There's a limo there, and he brings you home. Anything wrong with that? If he sends a shliach, you're very happy that he got you out of jail. Why did it have to be? Hashem says, no, lo yal yidei shliach. I'm not sending an angel. I'm not sending a shliach. I'm doing it myself. Why? El demurumas bekach, it's showing us inyan zeh, this concept. The anhagos malach v'sarafim tachas hatzimtzum. We look at it like a malach could do anything because they could fly and stuff like that. No, they also have an anhag of tzimtzum. Shekoicha mugbal, their superpower that they have is mugbal, has a gvul. There's a better word for it. Rak l'shlichus eleh nishalchu. They could only do what they're meant to do. Kashi Yitzias Mitzrayim le'haisi yichayla liyos ba'ofen tivi. But because Yitzias Mitzrayim couldn't be done in the natural way, but we didn't deserve to be saved. Like we're going to learn about Kriyas Yamsuf. I hope you're going to listen to that shiur. It's beautiful. Why the Malachim wanted to drown us. Because the Malachim didn't see that we're different than the Mitzrayim. We'll get to that later. It couldn't be done al yidei Malachim. Kim al yidei HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chvayde v'atzmai anhoga el yoina shelamala mikol tivis, above all nature, the Seder and proper Seder, she'enu mugbelas. It is not mugbal. It is not, whatever that word is that I can't think of right now. B'gvul v'tachos. There's no gvul. V'lechein hoisa geula v'b'chinas ani Hashem. Shehu ein soif ve'ein tachlos ulamala mikol tivius v'tzimtzum. Now what does that have to do with us? What I love about Nesiv Shalom is the next piece where he makes it so practical and he puts it into our lives and teaches us very, very, very valuable lessons.